Hello, BlueDriver Nation. We're here today with the 2007 Honda Civic. What we're going to be working on is replacing the thermostat. This is the most common repair that happens on this car that is associated with a check engine light. You'll pull a P0128 or a P2183 or P2185. It also may have no code at all. You may have fluid leaks under, or your engine may be overheating. This one can save you a ton of money, and it's really not a fix to fear. Hey, Chris.
It's a real easy job. Thermostat is really accessible. Right at the front of the engine, nice and high, nothing blocking it. Very quick job.
Let's get to it. These are the tools you need to change your thermostat.
The thermostat is on the front of the engine, near the top right here. The radiator hose is higher, so there is a little bit of coolant we're going to need to drain out first. We're going to start things off by opening up the radiator cap. Before you do this, make sure everything is completely cooled down. We don't want hot fluid spraying all over the place. Just to play it safe, we're going to use a rag, put on some safety glasses, and just slowly loosen it, and then put the cap aside. We're under the car. You don't need to take the splash shield off to drain the coolant. There's a handy little access port right here. If you reach up inside, there's a little gray valve you can turn to open up the petcock. If it's a little tight, you can use a pair of pliers, but it shouldn't be that bad. So we'll just open that up, and once we do, the coolant's going to drain out right here, so we've got our drip tray ready. For this repair, we don't need to drain too much, so I'm going to stop it there. Remove the two 10mm bolts that hold on this bracket. And then we'll push that aside out of the way. The thermostat housing is held on with two 10mm bolts right here and under the hose over here on the right hand side.
You can get that out of there without moving the hose?
Yep. Might need a short socket or a couple of extensions.
I think I've seen you struggle with hose clamps before.
I know what you're talking about. Now we'll just move the thermostat housing aside.
Okay.
It might be a little bit tight, so you might need some pliers just to break it loose. Also, there's a little bit of coolant left in there, so you might want to have a rag or some plastic down.
Or maybe a lot of coolant.
All right, now I'm going to stop for a second and actually, I guess it's too late now. All right, we cleaned up that mess. We'll just pretend that didn't happen. Here's the old thermostat and the old seal. So now we've got our new thermostat. We're going to put on a new seal. Two little nubs here. They're going to go to the left and right of the valve there. They're going to be facing inward. And this surface here is going to go in this channel here inside the gasket. Good as new. Before installing the new thermostat, we'll have a look at the mating surface for the housing right there, and we'll clean it up if necessary. This one looks pretty good, but just double check, make sure there's no dirt or scale. So now we've got our thermostat. This little valve right here goes in facing up. Now we'll replace the thermostat housing.
So Chris, do these have a torque spec?
7.4 foot-pounds or 89 inch-pounds. And when we're tightening it up, we're just going to alternate between the two sides so we don't accidentally pinch the gasket or get something caught in between. Now we'll replace our bracket. These are the shorter of the 10mm bolts. And these go on at 7.2 foot-pounds or 86 inch-pounds. Now we're ready to top up the coolant and check for leaks. Depending on the kind of car you have, whether it's 2 or 4 door or automatic or manual transmission, there's a different amount of coolant that it calls for. It's all a little bit over 5 liters. We'll include the actual capacities for each type of car in the description of the video. So we're going to fill up to the top of the filler neck. Then we're just going to squeeze our radiator hoses a little bit just to try to get out any trapped air. And then top it up again. Now we're going to bleed any remaining air out of the system. First, we're going to loosely install the radiator cap. We're not going to tighten it because we don't want it to hold any pressure.
Okay, one of the last steps of burping all the air out of the system is to start the car, run it at idle until the radiator fan comes on, goes off, comes on again a second time, at which point you're going to turn the key off and then top off again and you're done. Chris, get her going.
Coolant's all topped up. Now we're just going to start it up one last time and we're going to look under the car and we're going to make sure there's no coolant leaking out around the thermostat or the housing or anywhere around there.
All right, and it's as easy as that. This can save you a ton of time, save you a ton of money. Chris made it look super easy. I hope this helped you out. If it did, like this video and subscribe to our channel on YouTube. Thanks, and until next time, fear no fix.